A very good morning to you and welcome to the 14th of July 2023. And my name is Moses and welcome to Prime Media Studios. This is the newspaper review for the 14th of July 2023. We are beginning with Vanguard this morning. The top news, latest news there says Opera as Senate okays fresh $800 million World Bank borrowing. Opera as Senate okays fresh $800 million World Bank borrowing. The Senate President yesterday approved the sum of $800 million dollar borrowing from World Bank. That is on the administration of Tinubu, the Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The top left of Vanguard says Army Chief orders troops to counter sit-at-home enforcers. Army Chief orders troops to counter sit-at-home enforcers in Enugu. Recalled last week, it was said that Simon, who lived abroad, had to, order the indigents of the eastern part of Nigeria to sit at home for 2 weeks, and then there's been a very, 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 very disturbing viral videos coming up where people are being chased here and there, helter-skelter, in the eastern part of Nigeria, and then people are being disturbed, in their businesses, and schools are being closed down to actually heed to the sit-at-home order in the eastern part. So the army chief orders troops to, counter the sit-at-home because it's disturbing. It has closed down markets, it has closed down schools, and the normal lifestyle of the Easterners are nowhere to be found and nothing to write home about because of the sit-at-home orders. But Army Chief has ordered counter-terrorism, has ordered troops to counter the sit-at-home order in the eastern part of Nigeria. I think things will return to normal and everyone will go about their daily businesses as usual. A news following that says Emefiele has been charged to court, DSS says. Recall that the central bank, ex-central bank governor was actually arrested by the DSS and taken into custody in February. And series of events came up, and now they have come out to say that they have actually he has been charged to court. Reasons best known to them, they have not actually said what he did, his offences, but I think in due time they will let us know of his offences, and the court procedures will begin sooner than later. A news following that says Niger Super 8 Sporting Lagos tackle Akwa Ibom United. Lobby Stars face Remo Stars in semi-finals. Sporting Lagos tackle Akwa United. Oka United rather. Lobby Stars face Remo Stars in semi-finals. And Presidential Tribunal reserves judgment on APM's case against Tinubu. History chasing Jaguar hopes for third time lucky at Wimbledon. Ex-militant leader urges Tinubu to halt NDDC's 1,000 jobs program. Ex-militant leader urges Tinubu to halt NDDC's 1,000 jobs program. On the last one there, it says beneficiaries kick share testimonies amidst call for Indiomu's sack. Beneficiaries kick share testimonies, and the share testimonies amidst call for Indiomu's sack. All of that you can find on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, being the 14th of July 2023. Let us now move on to Punch. The big story that says food shortage. Tinubu declares state of emergency. Plans 500,000 hectares farmland. Food shortage. Tinubu declares state of emergency. Plans 500,000 hectares of farmland. That's a good one. Nigerians now we are short. We don't need any soothsayer to tell us that we are short on food. The food shortage has been really, really, really growing. So what the best thing that the president is supposed to do is what he's just doing. He declares state of emergency. But my own concern is that 500,000 hectares of farmland, I hope they put it to good use, and whatever money that is being invested in that particular plan, that particular program, we just pray that they put it to good use, because oftentimes in Nigeria, politicians, try to, bring up things and programs, and then you find out that money is not used, it's not put into proper use. We just want to beseech and plead with President Tinubu to make sure that he monitors these things well, and he should be put to good use. The news following that say power tariff hike likely as discos apply for review. Power tariff hike likely as discos apply for review. Oshun masqueraders, Muslims reach truce ahead of Egungun festival. Oshun masqueraders, Muslims reach truce ahead of Egungun festival. On the 500 billion naira palliatives, Kano government fault mode of distribution. Kano government fault mode of distribution. Let us take that into consideration. Let us read part of that. Um, it says um, it says the Kano state government has faulted the distribution of the federal government allocation of 500 billion naira through the Bank of Industry to support small-scale industries across the country's geopolitical zones. Governor Abba Yusuf made a complaint during a meeting with representatives from the Kano Cooperative Society at the government house on Thursday evening. He revealed that the distribution was heavily skewed, with Lagos State receiving 47% of the allocation, followed by the South Zone with 17%, and other regions receiving significantly lower percentage. Yusuf described the distribution mode as unfair, unconstitutional, and illegal. He called on relevant authorities and members of the National Assembly to rectify the situation and take appropriate action against those responsible for that. Mm. I would say that that's actually a good one, because 500 billion naira palliative from the federal government. When Lagos State is receiving like 47%, that is really, really on the high side. 47% from other states receiving 17%, and even lower than that, it is really, really unprofessional. It is illegal. We need to look into that. 47%. Look at the gap from 47% to 17%. That is a whole 30%. 30%. The gap is huge. And I understand that Lagos is a metropolitan, city. It's a very, 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 very big city, and their revenue is on the high side. But let us look at it. Lagos does not have oil. How much revenue does Lagos State add to the federal government? We should look into these things and make sure that it is shared accurately, and each state gets their desired allocation. A news following that says Sokoto governor sets up commission to investigate Tambuwal's administration. It is an administration of probing. We need to probe those who was there before, who have been there before. So that is not a bad move. It is a good move. Service chiefs get Senate nod, vow to tackle insecurity. We have been vowing to tackle insecurity, but we would not give up. We will not give up. We have been vowing to tackle insecurity, but we should not give up. We'll continue to tackle insecurity until we get it right in this country, because each government that comes in vows to tackle insecurity. But you know what? Guess what? It gets worse. It gets worse by the day. So we want to implore and beg President Tinubu and all the service chief involved that insecurity tackling should be huge right now. It should be 100%. Let us not give room for lackadaisical attitude. Let us not give room for excuses, because excuses actually is what what kills the industry, what kills the what would I call it, the commission. Let us make sure that we avoid excuses, and let us not give room to lackadaisical attitude, like I've said. Let us, shoot to kill any terrorist or terrorism, what would I call it, space. So the other news following that is the service chiefs get Senate nod to tackle insecurity. EU report. Opposition demands INEC chairman's prosecution. APC fumes. On EU report, opposition demands INEC chairman's prosecution, and then APC fumes. They said, why would you want to prosecute INEC chairman? What did he do? He carried out an election and it was perfect. But the opposition, PDP and Labour Party, are saying that no, this election is not credible. EU is saying no, this election is not credible. We have to probe and prosecute the INEC chairman. And APC is coming out. You cannot prosecute the INEC chairman. He did his job and his job was perfect. But are you sure it was perfect? Let us find out. Apostle Suleiman meant to be killed during attack, says suspect. Apostle Suleiman meant to be killed during attack, says suspect. School teams of my time will beat today's Eagles. School teams of my time will beat today's Eagles, says Onyema. Emefiele's case will test Tinubu's respect for law. Emefiele's case will test Tinubu's respect for law, says a lawyer. That's it on Punch. You should make sure that you want to get all of these details on Punch. Visit their online site or visit their physical site for more of this detailed news. Let us now move on to The Nation. The Nation, the top stories there says Tinubu declares emergency on food security. We have seen that before. Subsidy palliative, 12 million poor households get $800 million cash. 12 million poor households to get $800 million cash. I'm interested in this case and would like to discuss it in the big story very soon in the next hour. So please join us in the next hour so that we could discuss this subsidy palliative obtainment in the next story. A news following that said DSS charges Emefiele to court. DSS charges Emefiele to court. And we can see, Justin, Senate okays Tinubu's $800 million loan, 500 billion naira palliative request. So $800 million loan, 500 billion naira palliative request. That's all on The Nation. Join The Nation online on site for more details. Electricity tariff hike looms as discos apply for rate review. Electricity tariff hike looms as discos apply for rate review. Enough is enough. We are taking Nigeria back. Tinubu assures women that on channels. Senate approves Tinubu's $800 million request for social safety net. NCAA suspends Max Air domestic flights indefinitely. NCAA suspends Max Air domestic flights indefinitely. Second Niger Bridge vandalized. FG assures motorists of structural safety. Breaking. Court dismisses EFCC's case against Okorocha. Court dismisses EFCC's case against Okorocha. It is well. That's all I can say. It is really well. Emefiele has been charged to court, says DSS. Senate confirms appointment of service chiefs. Court bars DSS police from arresting Kogi SDP candidate Ajaka. Court bars DSS and police from arresting Kogi SDP candidate Ajaka. That's all on channels. If you want details on that, get that on the channels television. Let us now move on to the Sun Nigeria. Let us move on to the Sun, Nigeria. It says Abia North, Kalu completes Abam Primary School 1. Distribute school bags, learning materials across districts. Abia North, Kalu complete Abam Primary School. Distribute school bags, learning materials across districts. That's a good one. The news following that say Kogi youth hail court order on the provision of maximum security to SDP Guba candidate Ajala. But it has been banned. Court bans DSS and the police to on arresting Kogi, SDP governorship candidate. World Bank commends Alia over successful implementation of NG Cares program. World Bank commends Alia over successful implementation of NG Cares program. Nasarawa Governorship Election Petition Tribunal admits documents for review, adjourns hearing in Nasarawa State. MSMEs will contribute $53 billion to Nigeria's economy if digitized. Yes, says NITDA Director General. Kaduna, Senator denies using full certificate, threatens legal action against media report. And that's on the Sun, Nigeria. Let us move on to Daily Trust this morning. Top story there says bat fuel heads to roll as NCAA moves to suspend suppliers in Lagos and Abuja. Heads to roll as NCAA moves to suspend suppliers in Lagos, Abuja, and Kano. Supplementary budget. Senators, reps get 70 billion naira to enhance working conditions. Senators and reps get 70 billion naira to enhance working conditions. NCAA grounds Max Air's B737 plane probes adulterated fuel. The probe adulterated fuel. Nigeria on path of socio-economic recovery, supports Tinubu, Onje tells NANS. Many public schools in Ogun have 1,000 students to 1 teacher ratio. Waste takes over major Kano road. Zulum announces fresh appointments. And that's all on Daily Trust. That's all on Daily Trust. You can get any of these details, get full details of these headlines that I've just announced on any of the platform, online or off-site, physical. My name is Moses, and thank you for joining us this morning. Join us in the next hour for the big story. My name is Moses, and thank you for joining Prime Media. Have a nice day.